Welcome to Tracking the Week. On Monday, Federal Capital Territory High Court on Monday dismissed an application by a former Minister of Power and Steel, Dr. Olu Agunloye, inviting some legal luminaries to hear his case on alleged infractions in the Mambila hydroelectric plant. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission charged Agunloye, who was served as a minister in the administration of former President Olusegun Obasanjo, before Justice Jude. On March 21st, the defendant, through his counsel Adeola Adedipe San, moved a motion seeking the leave of the court to allow some legal luminaries to participate in the hearing of his preliminary objection against EFCC. He told the court that contrary to constitutional provision, the AGF did not give EFCC the fiat to investigate and institute proceeding in the case against him. Adedipe cited Section 174 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, told the court that instead of getting such fiat from the AGF, EFCC got it from the Solicitor General of the Federation. He urged court to take judicial notice under Section 124 of the Evidence Act. Adedipe informed the court that the current AGF, Lateef Fagbemi San, was sworn in on August 21, 2023, while the prosecution filed the charge against Agunloye on September 7, 2023. Till on Monday, the Bring Back Our Girls Movement, BBOG, and the people of Kibaku Area Development Association have demanded for the urgent release of the rescued Chibok girls in the custody of Borno State government to their families and not to the terrorists that was in the first place their abductors. This demand is coming after the decade of the abduction of the Chibok girls at Government Science Secondary School Chibok area in Borno State. National President of the Kibaku Communities, Dauda Ilia, who made the demand in Abuja, requested for a formal rebuttal and apology to all the families and the community for the illegal cohabitation. He urged the Borno government to avail all the rescued girls at home and in school for any organization or groups that wants to support them. Ilia also demanded the release of the General Sable Fact-Finding Committee report of 2014. He explained that the committee carried out its given assignment, submitted their report to the federal government, which is yet to be made public for the interest of Nigerians. And on Tuesday, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu identified complete overhaul of institutional mentality and memory of police officers as fundamental in his administration's ongoing bid to transform the Nigeria police force into a modern, professional and accountable institution. This, he said, explains why, since coming on board last year, his administration has initiated wide-ranging reforms to revitalize the nation's police force. The president, who spoke during the maiden edition of the Nigerian Police Awards and Commendation Ceremony at Transcorp Hilton, Abuja, stressed the need to engage men and women of the force in training and capacity building to equip them with the expertise to carry out the arduous task of modern policing. President Tinubu, who was represented at the event by Vice President Kashim Shettima, explained why the federal government approved the first week of April as Police Week and the last day of the week as National Police Day. Delivering the speech titled Courage Under Fire, a bouquet for our police force, VP Shettima said at a time in Nigeria's history when the nation's security architecture is being stretched beyond elastic limits, the citizens have been able to endure in the face of security threat as well as attacks on their lives and livelihoods due to the commitment of the police. Still on Tuesday, the House of Representatives Public Account Committee issued a 21-day ultimatum to the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) and Fiscal Responsibility Commission (FRC) to reconcile the 45 billion naira unremitted operating surplus recorded from 2007 to 2021. Chairman of the committee, Representative Bamidele Salam, gave the directive on Tuesday in Abuja during the committee's public hearing on leakages of government revenue. The FRC dragged SEC before the committee for not responding to its report issued in 2022, where 45.013 billion naira commuted liability of unremitted funds was recorded against the SEC. He added that between the period and now, the SEC had not made any attempt to reconcile the figure as contained in the report. Aliyu said by law, a balance of any operating surplus should be paid into the Consolidated Revenue Fund of the federal government in less than 1 month of the statutory deadline of publishing any corporation account. Lamido Yuguda, the Director General, SEC, while reacting to the allegation, however, said that the Commission had reconciled its operating surplus with the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation. And on Wednesday, a federal high court in Abuja issued a warrant of arrest to the immediate past governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello. The warrant was issued during an ex parte motion filed by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission on April 17, 2024. In the motion, the anti-graft agency prayed the court to serve Bello the charge and to prove evidence of the defendant through a substituted means. The FCC also sought an order seeking the immediate arrest of Bello for arraignment. Ruling on the motion, Justice Emeka Nwite ordered the immediate arrest of the former governor of Kogi State. He also directed that the former governor be produced before him on Thursday, April 18, for arraignment. Recall that the High Court sitting in Lokoja, Kogi State had restrained EFCC from arresting and infringing on the fundamental human right of Bello. Still on Wednesday, no fewer than 29 suspects were arraigned before the Chief Magistrate Court for their involvement and roles in the aborted invasion of the Oyo State Government Secretariat on Saturday, April 13, 2024. They were arraigned on 7-count charge bordering on treasonable felony, unlawful society, illegal possession of firearm, going armed, and conduct likely to cause breach of peace. The offences, according to the investigative police officer Bakari Rasak, an inspector with the State Criminal Investigation Department, Ibadan, is contrary to and punishable under Section 516 of the Criminal Code, Cap 38, Volume 2, Laws of Oyo State of Nigeria 2000. The number is an increase of 8 more suspects following the parade of 21 suspects earlier by the Oyo State Police Command. The case is between the Commissioner of Police versus the 29 suspects. The case, which came up for mention, held at Court 1 before Chief Magistrate O.O. Ogunkami. However, a mild drama played out in the court when one of the defendants collapsed during the session while the charges were being read. She was immediately attended to and came back alive when water was poured on her by a combination of police officers and court officials. On Thursday, Justice Yang Edemekwo of the Federal High Court in Abuja dismissed the application by a former Anambra State Governor, Willie Obiano, which sought to quash the 40 billion naira money laundering charges brought against him by the federal government. The judge, in a ruling delivered on Thursday, faulted and rejected all grounds upon which the application was predicted by Obiano. Correspondent Kulojo reports that the former governor had, amongst others, prayed the judge to dismiss the 9-count charge instituted against him by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, on behalf of the federal government. He claimed that there was no connection between the proof of evidence applied to court by EFCC and the accusations against him. He averred that there was no testimony from any witness indicating that he issued directives for the disbursement of security vote and other funds belonging to the Anambra State government. In the ruling, Justice Ekwo held that all the relief sought by Obiano was not grantable because they are premature and lacking in merit. The judge said that there was no way the court would know whether the former governor is linked to the alleged offences or not unless a trial is conducted in line with the provisions of the law. The former governor is being prosecuted by EFCC on 9-count charges bordering on money laundering to the tune of 40 billion naira. Still on Thursday, the federal government initiated compensation payments to property owners affected by the construction of the 700-kilometer Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway project by setting up the Compensation Verification Committee. According to the Minister of Works, David Umahi, verified claims will be settled within 72 hours by the contractor High-Tech Construction Limited. Correspondent Kuliojo reports that Umahi clarified that only property owners with proven titles will receive compensation, while shanties and those with property within the 250-meter shoreline setback without a federal government title will not be compensated, as it is a legal matter. However, he stressed that compensating for such titles would necessitate a presidential waiver should the president deem it appropriate. During the inauguration of the committee in Abuja on Thursday, Umahi directed that it has a 10-day deadline to fulfill its mandate. The Federal Controller, Lagos, Kaisha, is the chairman that has the representative, Federal Ministry of Works, Lagos State Government, Landlord Association, traditional rulers and property owners on the axis affected by the project, as well as ESIA consultants. The minister, however, advised the committee not to go beyond its terms of reference, reviewing the proposal made by ESIA consultant for compensation and work with all stakeholders to have this achieved. And on Friday, authorities of the Nigerian Army released the monarch, Prince Clement Ikolo, who was declared wanted a few weeks ago over the killing of 17 military personnel that were killed in Delta State. Addressing journalists in Abuja, the Chief of Army Staff, who was represented by the Director, Army Public Relations, Onyema Nwachukwu, said the decision was taken after due investigation, which revealed that there is insufficient evidence to indict the embattled king. He was handed over to the senator representing Delta Central at Army headquarters on Friday. Army spokesman Onyema Nwachukwu said the monarch is released after the intervention of the senator representing Delta Central, who testified to the decent character of the monarch. The DAPR added that the army has not exonerated anybody regarding the incident, but decided to release the monarch after intervention of highly placed personality in the society and painstakingly review done by the Nigerian Army. In the remark, the monarch of Ewu Kingdom in Delta State applauded the Nigerian Army for the treatment given to him while he was in custody. In his remarks, the senator representing Delta Central assured that he will veil the monarch once he is needed for interaction. And lastly, on Friday, a federal high court in Abuja also dismissed the money laundering allegations filed against the former Attorney General of the Federation, Mohammed Adoke, while delivering a ruling on a no-case submission filed by the former AGF, Justice Inyang Ekwo, held that the EFCC failed to establish a prima facie case against Adoke. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, had charged Adoke and Abubakar Aliyu in 2017 on alleged money laundering to the tune of 300 million naira. Although there is no mention of the OPL 245 transaction in this case, the same particulars were also charged by the EFCC by Justice Abubakar Kutigi of the FCT High Court in 2020. Correspondent Kuliojo reports that while the EFCC admitted before a court that it was a mortgage that Adoke took from Unity Bank, it alleged before Kutigi that the money was a bribe from the sale of oil block by Malabu Oil and Gas Limited in 2011. Justice Ekwo, in his ruling on Friday, Ekwo noted that the EFCC did not provide any evidence to prove the essential element of the offense against Adoke. He was listed as first defendant. He upheld the no-case submission, discharging and acquitting the former AGF. This ruling is coming weeks after the FCT High Court at Abuja dismissed the charges of fraud, bribery and conspiracy filed against the former Attorney General of the Federation. And that's all we have on Tracking the Week.